Alright, let's have a proper chat. Sometimes you want a meal that feels a bit special, a bit posh, without having to worry about it being heavy or complicated. You want to celebrate a good day, a lovely evening, or just the fact that it's dinner time, right? This is that meal. We're talking about a cracking 3-course menu. Bright, beautiful, dead simple. It's built around gorgeous, flaky salmon, fresh herbs, and a few clever tricks to make everything taste absolutely massive. The best part? It's all designed to be super friendly on your Weight Watchers points budget, so you can relax and truly enjoy every single bite. The real secret weapon here, the thing that turns a nice dinner into a proper little party, is a glass of bubbly. A bit of champagne, my friends. Bubbles just have this magic way of making food sing. They cut through richness, lift up delicate flavors, and make the whole experience feel like a 5-star treat. But hold on, you might be thinking, Jamie, what about the points in that wine? Well, we've got a clever little hook for that. We're going to choose our bubbles wisely and use them in a way that gives us maximum sparkle for our points, making this a celebration you can feel brilliant about. So, forget the idea that healthy eating has to be boring, or that a special occasion meal has to blow your points budget for the week. We're going to use beautiful, simple ingredients that you can find anywhere. Think vibrant asparagus, smoky harissa, mountains of fresh herbs. We're going to use easy cooking methods. A bit of roasting. First up, our starter. We need something that wakes up the palate. Says, hello, something delicious is happening here. This is it. Beautiful, slender asparagus wrapped in wafer-thin prosciutto. It's elegant and incredibly tasty. It takes just minutes to prepare. Tender, green asparagus. Crispy, savory prosciutto. Classic combination. It just works. No complicated sauces, just 2 brilliant ingredients. A little heat and a final flourish of citrus. The method is easy. Get your asparagus ready. Blanch in boiling water for just a minute. Result? Wonderfully bright green asparagus. Plunge into icy water to stop cooking and lock color. Pat asparagus dry. Important for crispy prosciutto. Cut prosciutto slices in half lengthwise to make long ribbons. Wrap 1 ribbon around each spear. Raw wrapped spears ready on tray. Light misting with olive oil spray. Or use a pastry brush to apply a tiny slick of oil. Set timer. 5 to 7 minutes. Look for prosciutto to get golden and crispy at the edges. Grate fresh lemon zest over hot spears. Finish with a good crack of black pepper. That zingy lemon cuts through the saltiness and makes everything pop. Why does this work with champagne? It's all about balance. Saltiness and slight fattiness of prosciutto meet high acidity and bubbles of brut champagne. Wine refreshes the palate and makes you eager for the next bite. Sophisticated pairing, simple principles. About 2 WW points, luxurious, delicious starter. Proper job. Now for the showstopper, the star of our meal. A beautiful fillet of salmon cooked to perfection. On many Weight Watchers plans, salmon is a 0-point hero. It's packed with protein and those lovely healthy fats that make you feel full and satisfied. But we're not just going to bake it plain. We're going to give it a fiery, smoky crown of harissa paste. Harissa, pantry staple from North Africa. Harissa ingredient, chilies. Harissa ingredient, spices. Harissa ingredient, garlic. Harissa ingredient, olive oil. It brings an incredible depth of flavor with just 1 spoonful. It turns a simple piece of fish into something exotic and exciting. Making the harissa salmon couldn't be simpler. Take your salmon fillets, skin on, skin off. Place them on a baking tray lined with foil for easy cleanup. In a little bowl, mix a tablespoon of harissa paste with a good squeeze of fresh lemon juice. Optional, the smallest drop of honey. Optional, maple syrup. Gorgeous without any sweetener too. Spread the vibrant red paste over the salmon, coating well. Bake in a preheated oven at 375 degree, 190 degrees C, for 12-15 minutes, depending on thickness. It's done when it flakes easily with a fork. For the side, Fresh, zesty cauliflower tabbouleh. Half a head of cauliflower, pulsed until it looks like couscous. Quick sauté in a dry pan. Or sauté with a splash of water. Cook 2 to 3 minutes to soften. Let it cool completely. Meanwhile, get chopping. Massive handful of flat leaf parsley. Smaller handful of fresh mint. A couple of ripe tomatoes. Finely chopped red onion for crunch. Once cauliflower is cool, assemble the salad. Toss cauliflower couscous with herbs, tomatoes, and onion. Dressing, teaspoon of good olive oil. Dressing, juice of a whole lemon. Dressing, pinch of salt. Dressing, plenty of black pepper. Whisk and pour over the salad. Gently fold together. Bright herby tabbouleh meets warm smoky harissa salmon. The entire main course is around 2 to 4 www points, hearty, flavorful, and utterly satisfying. Section 4. A sweet finish, champagne-soaked berries and fresh mint. After a flavor-packed starter and main, you want a dessert that's light, refreshing, cleanses the palate. You don't want something heavy or cloying that will leave you feeling stuffed. This is where our champagne-soaked berries come in. It's the simplest, prettiest dessert you can imagine, keeps our festive bubbly theme running to the end. We're using the natural sweetness of beautiful berries, which are often 0 points, and giving them a little grown-up twist with a splash of that lovely champagne we opened earlier. It's an elegant, effortless way to round off our feast. The recipe is barely a recipe at all, it's more of an assembly job. Get yourself a nice mix of fresh berries, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, blackberries. If you're using strawberries, slice them into halves or quarters depending on their size. Pop all the berries into a bowl. Now for the magic touch, pour over about 2 tablespoons of your brut champagne. That's all you need to impart that wonderful festive flavor without adding a significant number of points. It's a fantastic way to use up the last little bit in the bottle. To enhance the natural sweetness just a touch, you can add a tiny sprinkle of a 0-point sweetener like monk fruit or stevia. Just a teaspoon is usually enough to bring out the fruity flavors. Give everything a gentle stir to coat the berries in the champagne and sweetener. Then, the most important step is to let them sit, or macerate, for about 15 minutes at room temperature. During this time, the berries will release some of their own juices, which will mingle with the champagne to create a light, fragrant syrup. The berries will soften slightly and absorb all that gorgeous flavor. When you're ready to serve, simply spoon the berries and their lovely juices into small, elegant glasses. Martini glass. Small coupe, simple little bowl. The presentation is what makes it feel special. To finish, garnish each serving with a single, fresh mint sprig. The scent of the mint as you bring the glass up for a bite is just incredible, and its cool flavor is the perfect final note for the meal. This entire dessert is a dream, coming in at just 0 to 1 www point. It's proof that you can have a truly sweet and satisfying finish without any of the guilt. Section 5. Kitchen choreography. Timing, temperatures, and point-saving tricks. Timing, temperatures, point-saving tricks. Cooking a 3-course meal can feel like juggling, but with a bit of smart planning, what I call kitchen choreography, it can be a smooth and stress-free process. The key is to do as much as you can ahead of time. The cauliflower tabbouleh is your best friend here. You can make the entire salad, minus the dressing, hours in advance. Just keep it covered in the fridge. This frees you up to focus on the hot components when your guests, or just your hungry self, are ready. Adding the zesty lemon and oil dressing right before you serve keeps everything fresh and stops the herbs from wilting. Let's talk temperatures and timing. The asparagus and the salmon cook at slightly different temperatures, but we can make it work. A good strategy is to have your oven preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 200 degrees Celsius for the asparagus. While you're enjoying that lovely starter with your glass of bubbly, you can turn the oven down to 375 degrees Fahrenheit, 190 degrees Celsius for the salmon. The oven will cool to the right temperature in just a few minutes. The salmon bakes while you clear the starter plates. meaning your main course is served hot and fresh right on cue. Using a kitchen timer is a brilliant habit to get into. It takes the guesswork out of everything and lets you relax. When you're watching your points, every little bit counts, and there are some simple tricks to keep things lean without sacrificing flavor. Using a good quality non-stick pan or an air fryer means you need less oil. When you do use oil, measure it. Section 6. The perfect plate. Serving suggestions and setting the mood. Food is as much about how it looks as how it tastes. You eat with your eyes first, right? So let's make these beautiful dishes look the part. You don't need fancy expensive plates. Simple, clean. White plates are often the best canvas because they make the colors of the food really pop. Think about portion sizes. A gourmet feel often comes from smaller, more elegantly arranged portions. Rather than piling the plate high, it shows care, and it makes the person eating it feel special. Let's talk about the drinks and the vibe. The champagne is our star guest, so serve it with a bit of ceremony. Make sure it's nicely chilled. Start the meal by pouring a glass to have with the prosciutto-wrapped asparagus. The bubbles are designed to work with that first salty bite. For the main course, you have a choice. Champagne chilled water, sparkling water with a slice of lemon. Section 7. The final tally. A menu summary for a sparkling evening. So there we have it. A complete 3-course gourmet meal that is bursting with flavor, looks absolutely stunning, and is incredibly kind to your Weight Watchers points budget. Let's break it down so you can see just how brilliantly it all adds up. So raise a glass, enjoy every single bite, and give yourself a pat on the back. You've just created a light, joyful night to remember. Cheers to that.